in London, so I'm feeling a bit stretched at the moment. Now, I'm going to be speaking about one of the projects that I'm working with under my Macro Maggie banner. I'm not sure if you heard me present the other day. I've got Micro Maggie work and Macro Maggie. So the Macro Maggie work is the global work that I'm doing. And this is with a team out of London, and we have a brand called Humanity One under our Global Consortium Corporation. And what we do is, under Humanity One, we take the best of our GCC companies and the technologies that we've funded, because we've funded 45 companies in the last 2 years, and we plan to fund another 500 in the next 5 years. I won't get into how we do all of that, but so we have joint ventures with these various, the best, so world's best in technologies, but they're all sustainable companies and they're all socially entrepreneurial companies. And it's very important that we assist the planet, Mother Earth, with these. So one such company is one called Green Box Power. And at its heart, it uses something called RUSE, which stands for Renewable Energy Waste Solutions. And I was very blessed to go to the first, I'll show you a picture of the site in a little while, in Birmingham, in the UK, in November last year. And I'm so excited. It's all been invented by a mad professor in his 70s. And his son, Matt, runs the business side for him. And so what we're doing is we are funding this first site is going on stream as we speak. And we've already had an order from the Chinese government for 50 of these. And it is my intention to bring these to India. So let me explain a little bit. RUSE is a very new disruptive technology, and it can convert 100% of waste material. And the thing that I like about it the most is, it's not just hospital waste. I mean, we can't do asbestos. Asbestos is a bit tricky. But hospital waste, which is quite hard to get rid of. Plastic, which we all know about plastics. But the big one is rubber tyres. Because rubber tyres, I mean, they're stacking up everywhere. In Germany, I heard something bizarre the other day. Because of the Autobahn, they like you to replace your tyres every year. And then what they do is, then they ship them all off to the UK and sell them as retreads. But tyres are really hard to get rid of. Well, this machine eats them for breakfast. It loves them because you get the highest calorific value out of tyres. So it loves them. Okay, so this is the site that I went to see in Birmingham. And it's a really clean site. It's all built on like 3 acres next to a very messy landfill site. And what we're actually looking at doing at the moment is in England, there's actually 43 boroughs outside London, okay? 43 councils, boroughs. And amongst them, they've got 2,000 landfill sites. So what we're saying to them is, give us one of your landfill sites, and we'll put one of these on there. The smallest version is 3 acres. That's all it takes next to a landfill site. And we will clean and regenerate that whole site. Now, a couple of ways we can finance this. Each one of these costs about £20 million to build, right? It's okay, because it makes profit right from the word go. I've got some paperwork I can give you, but only if you want to actually, I'm not just going to give away paperwork, only if we can actually work together and bring it into a country or into a government. So this is a site in Birmingham where it's taken £20 million to do. But we can make a profit straight away and then sell that energy back to the grid. So let me explain how it works. The system is called pyrolysis. It's a very high heat. And we get 3 end products out of it. So you've got syngas, biocoal, which is used in the coal industry, syngas used in the power industry, and then you've got what's called SRF, solid recovered fuel. That's widely used in the construction industry. So my big goal was to actually get this into India. I have got such a mission to do this, particularly after some news that I heard yesterday from Australia. I wanted to go and see Mr. Adani, and Mr. Adani wants to come to Australia and take coal from the eastern seaboard in Australia, and the coal mine is going to do so much damage going out into our waterways, which will then damage the barrier reef even more than it's already been damaged. And I heard yesterday that our government has given him the go-ahead to do this mine. We've been fighting and fighting and fighting it in Australia, and they just got the go-ahead yesterday. So my plan was to go and see Mr. Adani and say to him, instead of coming to Australia, can we just come and clean up all the mess here in India, because there's so much waste. It's such a problem in India, and it's such a problem in Indonesia, of course, another country that I love, and in Bali particularly, all the beaches and things. So that's another. I've only got some stats on the UK, but it's really quite interesting because in the United Kingdom, it's quickly running out of landfill, and they say in July of 2018, The Guardian newspaper reported that recycling rates have slowed by 44%. And with that figure factored in, the UK is likely to reach its goal of, is unlikely to reach its goal of 50% recycling by 2020. So we seem to be going backwards in some countries instead of forward in reaching our figures. And Britain is very much ill-equipped to handle the domestic waste load. So this is a wonderful way of not only, it's a win-win. We've got two major problems on the planet at the moment. And of course, that's we're really continuing to live unsustainably. And so two of the world's greatest environmental challenges that we face today are waste management and energy, and moving to the renewable energy. So this solution here gives us a win-win, gives us both solutions in one. That's pretty well all I wanted to, I can get more technical if you want me to about how it all works. You want me to? Okay, all right. So it's a very low, hold on, let's have a look at, no, we won't do that. It's a very low capital build, and it's a very simple design. When I went up in Birmingham to see the first site, we weren't even allowed to take photographs. Because it's all so hush-hush at the moment. But 80% of the components have a 50-year proven industrial use and very low lifetime maintenance costs with maximum operational hours. It leaves a very low, has a low profile and leaves a very small footprint, which makes it easy and inexpensive to locate plants around existing infrastructure and around landfill sites that already exist, obviously. It's quiet and odourless in its operation, and this is what I love the most. Emissions are clean and even cleaner than those from burning natural gas, so the gas that you've got to dig into the North Sea for to get. So no digging required, just get a whole lot of waste, put it through the process, and out the other end you've got this gas. No byproducts requiring disposal, and therefore it qualifies for this end of waste certification that many companies are trying to get. It's, as I mentioned, a variety of different feedstocks, including hazardous and toxic materials. Tyres, as I mentioned too, it really loves. So how we do it at the moment is we will fund one of these sites. So if we went to one of the boroughs in London, we will say to them, okay, we will front up £20 million and we will fund this whole process. But at the end of it, and it'll take 15 years on average to clean up the site, we get the site. So therefore we can actually then, it's no longer a contaminated site, and we can then use that to put commercial real estate on or whatever. Obviously, if we're talking about putting one of these things in a village somewhere, it's not going to have the same return on investment. But that's how we can make this process work. So years ago, I was the marketing manager of a waste management company in South Africa. And things done then were we used to put things down underground in concrete boxes. We had a sister company that made concrete, and that then it just used to turn my stomach when I knew in time that concrete would leach and those toxins would leach. But that company was an amazing company. It was called Waste Tech. It was very ahead of its time, and we had the mantra, where there's muck, there's money, and how the waste was one. But now I can, without a conscience, say, with this process, that we really have a wonderful way of taking the waste that is such a major problem in the world and turning it into something that can be of great benefit. Now, if you want more information, I've got some handouts on this, but I'm on the advisory board of the GCC Global Asset Management. I can give you cards of that. There's and also, if you give me your cards, I will send you a little link that will give you more information on this, and also how we are putting all these projects that we're investing. All of them now are going on the blockchain. I haven't got time to go into all of that now. All of them are on the blockchain, and we show you on this little link here how you can invest, if you like, in some of these projects and the return that you can get on them. So that's pretty well my presentation. Have I got any questions? Or do we leave those to the end? Leave those to the end? Okay, thank you so much.
Now we have Bhavani Parekh to come and share.
Hello, good afternoon, lovely, beautiful soul sisters and brothers. I'm Bhavini from Mumbai, India, and we are into the textile upcycling. As Maggie ma'am said, I'm impressed by that. It is a need of the day, and as we know, the plastics, textiles, everything is dumped in the landfills, and it spoil our beautiful world. So I will little bit give you the numbers about this waste things. By 2025, India waste management sector is expected to be worth US $13.62 billion with the annual growth rate of 7.17%. Much of the waste in India produced simply end up in the landfills without proper processing or treatments. Redirecting this untapped waste to proper treatment and processing facilities will open up new investment possibility. As ma'am said, we need it. So India generates roughly 62 billion tons of garbage a year. Out of this, approximately 43 million tons are collected annually. 11.9 million tons of collected waste are treated, and remaining 31 million tons disposed in the landfills. Waste, we have different categories in the waste: liquid waste, solid waste, organic waste, recycle, upcycle, and hazardous waste. So I will more focus on the recycle, upcycle waste. That is about the textiles. I am into the textile field for last 29 years, and textile is one of the industry that exercise maximum pollutions to the mother nature. As a whole, the fast fashion of the fashion industry is polluting the planet at a continuous rate. At least 50% of the textile that one threw away are recyclable, but in reality, only 25% of waste are recycled. An outlook on the future market of textiles that India is expected to grow around 3.5% in the area of disposable. Subsequently, that will increase such a disposal in the landfills. For economical and environmental reason, it is becoming increasingly necessary to recycle, upcycle as much as possible. Industry expert estimated that anyways from 15 to 25% of material used to produce clothing end up on the landfills. It is cheaper to toss recycle to produce 80 billion garments annually. We produce 400 billion meters of fabric annually. 60 billions of the billion of meters which end up falling to the cutting floor. Fast fashion has created every day many researches are being done to innovate new products and technologies, but not many focus on the reclaim or the better alternatives of used of the waste textile that is either burnt or discarded in the landfills. The environmental benefits of the upcycling is mammoth. Aside minimizing the volume of discarded materials and the waste being sent to landfill each year, it also reduces the need of productions using new or raw materials, which means a reduction in air pollution, water pollution, greenhouses, gas emissions. Upcycling textile waste plays a major role in the sustainability criteria of economical, environment and social dimensions. Buying upcycled products conserve water and air, contributes to the change need to close the loop on the waste, and also reduces the landfill, thus helping the environmental conservation. Waste isn't waste until we waste it. I am working in the clothing industry since last 29 years, graduated from the SVT College of Home Science. In 1991, I started Troyes Library, cooking classes and tuition classes. During that, when I started, during that time, in 1990, I went to some company for getting some work to become independent. As I am home science student, everyone was used to tell me that what the home science teaches you to make the chapati, roti, then that touched me. I said I want to prove that home science is not only going to make you, but it make you all round. From 0 rupees I have started, and I have 3 factories, and my daughter is pilot, and the women working with me, their children are now engineers, doctors, everyone. And that is the thing I earned. That will be proud. Due to that, the women became independent. When first time I went to the one company and I said, okay, please, you can give me this type hand embroidery work to me, I will do it. They said, how many workers you have? I said, 3-4 I have. First they asked me how much piece you will make it. I said 4 to 5 pieces I will make it. They said, no, we need 100 pieces in a day. I said, but if you can give us the chance, I can try it. Then they said, no, we can't give you, but we require 100 pieces. I said, fine. And I did press and I came out. But what, God is there. If you want to do, He helps us. Then one man came from, he heard our conversations, and he came outside and he told me that across the lane there is a Leela lace. You go there and try it out and ask them. I went there and I asked that guy, okay, I want to do this hand embroidery pieces, if you can give me. Same question he also asked me, how many pieces you will able to give us in a day. So I told him, oh yeah, I thought 6 pieces. He said no. Then I said 15 to 20 I will do it. So they said, no ma'am, we can't, but still you are looking educated and everything. I will give you chance. We usually get in a day 100 pieces, but I will give you 100 pieces and 1 week time. Okay, I said fine, I will do my best and I will do it. And I took it to my place, and I told, I don't know from where I am going to do it. This is the thing in 1990 I am telling about. Then the one lady who is helping me in my household work, I told her, "Ki Mausi, I want to do this type of the work. Can you help me out? Can you take me to your place to train the ladies and all that?" And then we went there and we trained that lady. I went to that lady's house and told them, you will do this and embroidery works. They said, no ma'am, we are doing the chapatis and all that things, and maybe we will not earn that much. I said, you will earn more than that, I will bet you. And they said, but we don't know. I sat there and I trained them how to make this all embroidery works and everything. And then after that, they used to make so much these things. They all started earning more than 10,000 per month. Till today, we have trained more than 10,000 women for this embroidery work. And but to desire to do something creative was always there with me. My journey started with working in a textile surface ornamentations, and women achieve power and purpose in whatever professions they pursue, positions they hold, or whether they are caring for their children's full time. So what happens, they were happy because they are taking care of their children and doing these things, and they are earning it. And during this time, we started our manufacturing process, and meanwhile we come to know about the lots of the textile scraps that is going to the landfill. And the thought came in my mind, I want to utilize this fabric, I can't throw it into the landfill, and thus our brand came up, that our brand is a Banko Janko. Banko is the art decorations in the Japanese, and Janko is from junk. We are making garment, accessories, everything out of unused textiles. We are making laptop bags, home furnishing. We are not sending a little things in the landfill. See, this remaining things also I am utilizing for passport covers, making many more things in wall frames, everywhere. And thus we started utilizing. So waste isn't waste until we waste it. There is a lots of opportunity in the world, you know. So and today we say women empowerment and all that things. If women want to do from home also, they can do lots of things. We are training as my social responsibility. I am training the students to the women to do it from home, and making more aware about the textiles upcycling. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah. Thank you.
Now we have Niharika Gautam. Please come. Hi everyone. I am Niharika and I am working as Circular Economy Advisor with CEC Gurgaon, as well as All Ladies League, and I am Khari. So basically I am working in circular economy industry, and I am also advocating and consulting for United Nations SDGs in fashion, circular economy, sustainability, and as well as gender equality. So in 2006, more than 10 years back, I got inspired with Devil Wears Prada, and I got into fashion industry. I was very happy juggling the roles of Miranda Priestley and all the characters in the movie, until I got to know about the ugly side of fashion with the Dhaka incident, which left hundreds of people dead. So we know that fashion industry's current business model is clearly unsustainable, especially with the growing middle class population and rising levels of consumption across the globe. So if you talk about this one is Alexander McQueen ad, and she is lying on the garbage, the landfill. So you see that what fashion is doing to our planet actually. And what you get to see in the mainstream media is just the model, not the whole garbage and landfill thing. And the landfill, it's 10.5 million tons of clothing is sent to landfill everywhere. That's about 30 times as heavy as the Empire State Building in New York. 95% of discarded clothing can be recycled and upcycled, but it isn't. It is estimated that we make 400 billion of textiles annually and 600 in the cutting floor. So this particular, I didn't get my own industries, like my own company's image, but in my company also where I work, you see that the glamour side of the industry, right? The dresses and all that. But it actually, like, if you want to make a dress like this, so this is the outcome of all of this. So you don't get to see that part of the industry. Like Pam said, waste isn't waste until we waste it. So I am going to introduce you the Circular Economy Club, which I recently became the organizer of Circular Economy Club in Gurgaon. It's just a week old. And so we know about the linear economy, right? It's the take, make, use and waste model, wherein the circular economy model that focuses on the redesign of products and processes to maximize the value of resources through the economy with the ambition of decouple economic growth and resource use. So it's non-profit, global, and these are the global organizations. But what I want to tell you about, okay, so these are the key pillars. Like we connect the website, CEC resources, and then we connect the member on the online, and we have the mentors program, CEC organizers. So it's a collaborative thing. So what I want to talk about is what is circular economy and sustainability means for my industry, fashion industry, because my focus is going to be on the fashion itself. It would be kind of a closed loop where nothing is wasted, everything is circulated within the chain and recycled. So for the sustainability, it needs to start at the raw material production stage, progress to the product design and manufacturing stage, then to the distribution and logistics, to the point of retail, and finally to recycling. So you see, that's how we are going to close the loop. Now I want to talk about the local challenges in India and Gurgaon. Have you seen the ones who are from India and Delhi? Have you been to the local Janpath and Sarojini markets? Have you ever been? So you've seen the whole scenario that people are selling for just $10 a clothing, and I've seen an M&S dress just for ₹10, Indian rupee 10, not even dollars 10. And I asked them, how are you able to do that? The waste that represents 3 to 5% of every factory's inventory that goes into the Janpath market and the Sarojini market, which is dumped at the outskirts of big production areas in Delhi and Gurgaon. If you have been to Gurgaon, where there is the whole factory area, if you go to the interiors of Gurgaon, you'll see that the whole dump, clothing and then smoke, everything. Have you ever been? Anyone? Have you ever been to the? You have been.
It's a similar place.
Okay. So landfill is a problem. We all know that 217 tons of textiles go to our landfill every year, and 75% of diseases are linked to water pollution, and that landfill goes directly to the water streams. Again, Indians, when I was a kid, you know who is Wagri women community? Yeah, have you ever, I'll tell you a story. When I was a kid, I came back from school one day and my mom was on the porch and she was talking to this, at that time I used to call her a very cheap looking woman, and she was like, okay, you give me utensils, I'm going to give you clothing, discarded clothing. So I was very, very embarrassed. I was with my friends and I told my mother that, why are you getting utensils from her? You can get it from the shop. Little did I know that this was the India's own circular economy kind of thing.
Yes.
It's a circular solution, which is very, very sustainable and local. And I think 30 years later, I am now working for Wagri women community. So that's the whole circle thing.
That's a brilliant model. If you can share some light on it, because I'm not sure if all of them are aware of it.
They're not
I mean,
able to
all
understand
Indians,
the
yeah,
exchange process.
the Indians do,
Yeah.
but others don't know.
Yeah,
So
we are
can you
able to
just tell them the
understand.
process, how it goes?
So this Wagri women community is a community of women which you would find in every town and outskirts of India, every part of India. They'll come to your place and they'll ask you for the discarded clothing, the clothing which are not any longer in use. And in exchange, they'll give you utensils, brand new utensils. And that clothing, they often, they repair and then they sell to the poor people for just 100 to 100 rupees, which is very, very cheap for the poor people. But then this community is facing rejection from government because government is not supporting them, and they don't have any other means of income. So what we are doing is, okay, let me talk about this another story of India's circular reality. I'm from Kurukshetra, which is very near to Panipat, and one day I was going from Gurgaon to Kurukshetra, to my hometown, and I saw a truck. And since I am in fashion industry since a long, long time, I could see that those crafts are from Chanel because we have seen the collection and everything. So I got really, really curious. I asked my driver to just going through the road, and I asked the truck driver where there was a stoppage at the dhaba. So I asked him that, what are you carrying? And he told me, ma'am, it's Chanel. I was like, really? It's Chanel? And where is it going? He said, it's going to Panipat. And Panipat is a very shady, the place they were going, it was a very, very shady place. And of course, I went there and I saw that Panipat is a global recycling and upcycling hub. And I was living in Kurukshetra since my childhood, and I didn't know. We have been to Panipat, I don't know, n times, but I didn't know. Not even my parents know. So it's a global hub and nobody knows. But then they lack modern machinery and support from government. So it's kind of a dying sort of industry. So I am chairperson for All Ladies League. So we have come up with two initiatives that will be asking government for Panipat recycling and upcycling industry support. And second thing would be to support Wagri women community for second urban planning programs as a part of localizing SDGs. Because since until now I've been working for global SDGs, not in the local area. But now that I'm a CEC organizer for Gurgaon, I'll start working for India, like localizing SDGs. And CEC Gurgaon objectives would be to identify CE initiatives in the apparel industry in fashion and New Delhi, in Gurgaon and New Delhi, and support for local CEC initiatives. Also, in the wake of Fashion Revolution Week, which is from 22nd to 28th April, I would like you all to be a part of it. Like, I'm sure people who are sitting here, they are not late and they know a lot. But then for the citizens who don't know much about it, how can they be a part of it? So I'm going to share an actionable toolkit which you can download from the Fashion Revolution website. And you can ask the policymaker who made the clothes, because there needs to be transparency in the logistics as well, in the supply chain. And of course, you can support them on the social media. You can share your recycle story with a hashtag. And we at Delhi Fashion Chapter and also CEC Club, we are going to share your stories and promote it. And you can change your shopping habits, like buy more and buy the sustainable brands. And you can write an open letter. All these resources you are going to see on the Fashion Revolution website. Each one of you, if I ask you to take just one action today, just commit to just one action, today itself, ask the brand, the clothing which you are wearing right now, if it's branded, ask the brand on the social media itself, who made my clothes? Who are the supply chain people? Because most of the time, even the brands, they don't know where their clothing is coming from. They don't know. They have no idea how these clothes are made. But then, since it's going to be on social media, they will be under pressure. So take part, share your love story with the clothes. And you can download from this link. Also, the ones who know about the Pantone color of the year, last year it was purple, but then which signifies it's a video, short video, okay, never mind. So last year it was purple, which signified women empowerment. Of course, fashion is all about what's going in the world. You can't, if you think that you can separate fashion from all the events that are happening in the world, that's not possible. So this year it's the reminder of damage inflicted by global warming on the Great Barrier Reef. So these people sitting at the Pantone, because I've been asked a lot of times that how do fashion industry people decide that on one random color? This is going to be the color of the year, 2018 and 19. It's not decided randomly at all. A lot of work goes inside it. And we'll be coming up with one event, which is going to be a CEC event on 28th October to 3rd November. Everyone who is a part of Circular Initiative is welcome to join. It's going to be in Gurgaon. It's a global event actually. It's going to happen everywhere, all parts of the world. but we are doing it in Gurgaon. And one person, as I said, one person cannot do it, so I am working with all the collaborative initiatives, my DCF, like All Legacy, Delhi Chapter Fashion, and CEC, and all I Am Khadi, all are collaborative initiatives. It's not one person revolution. So we all need to collaborate, governments, private sector, even citizens, and people like ourselves. Thank you so much. And one quote I would like to share is that people ask me that why should we take any action? Why not fashion industry itself? Because never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, dedicated citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has.
Yes.
Thank you. Please come on the stage for group photo. Please come. All. Okay. Yeah. Three speakers, please come. Two. Harika. Shavini. Please come.